Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. This is Curse of Strahd, Session 0. Welcome. I'm going to speak like that for the entire campaign. Is that all right?
Please.
Yeah, go back to it right now.
Oh, Stefano, don't tempt fate. Welcome, everybody. I will not be speaking like that because I don't think I'm ready for that. But I know what I am ready for. I'm ready for Curse of Strahd. Welcome to the YouTube chat. We have a wonderful Session 0 ahead here. I can't wait to see what characters they've come up with. I mean, we've got Tim, we've got Michelle, we got Andrew and Stefano, a star-studded cast. Stefano, of course, is here because my cousin Joey couldn't make it. But other than that, everyone else is exactly who I wanted for this campaign.
Happy to be the alternate.
Awesome. How we doing, everybody? Good?
Stoked to be back.
Are we
Fantastic.
Are we in spooky season already? Are you feeling ready for Halloween?
Always.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
So ready.
So the this group, obviously, we talked about this game a while ago. This has been something in the works for quite some time. Stefano, and I joked that you were the one who was the alternate.
The alternate, yeah.
Stefano was the initiator of this game. Is that right?
Yeah, I did mention it to you a while ago, I think.
Like years ago, we're talking
Yeah,
about.
I think maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. Stefano was like, hey, I would love to play in Curse of Strahd. And I was like, yeah, but I've already ran that adventure. So sorry, not happening. But then I thought about it more. And for 2 years, this lingered with me. And I said, you know what? Curse of Strahd is one of my favorite adventures. Why wouldn't I run one of my favorite adventures on the channel, right? It'd be lunacy not to do that. So I've always had this idea in my mind of getting the new adventure going and running that. And then I had Keep on the Borderlands. And I realized that just do whatever you like, right? That's what it is. I don't keep up with it. And, the whole OGL thing happened with Wizards of the Coast back in January. And so, I don't know, I just kind of fell off the new whatever Wizards of the Coast is putting out there. So I decided, I'm going to go back to something that I know I enjoy. I've ran this adventure before. It's one of the best campaigns ever. I've said it before. It's the gold standard. Curse of Strahd. I've got the original copy. I got this in 2016, I think I got this book. I think is when this came out. And I ran this. I actually ran it for some other friends of the channel. I ran it for CJ, Steve, Jeff, Stephanie, and Kyle. All have been on the table before, or on the tabletop before. We played at the gaming club though, back home here in New York, and we didn't play it virtually. But it was awesome. It was great. We played it for almost a year. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time with it, and I figured we're gonna throw it back here and see how it does for you all. And it's a really weird perspective because I've never run a game before, not a full module like this before. So I'm excited to do it. I think the prep work is going to be a little easier for me because I kind of know generally what I'm doing. Or maybe I think I know what I'm doing. But this game is so unique. Every time you play it, it's pretty much a totally different game.
And isn't this the first campaign on your channel that you've already done?
This is the first
already
campaign,
ran, rather.
It's the first campaign I think I've ever run again.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of run an adventure and then I kind of retire it, right? I remember after, what was it? Descent into Avernus. We were in that for a year and I was like on the shelf with all the others, good buddy, tucked it in. And I was like, I'll never see you again. It was like losing a friend, And
how are those guides coming along?
Stop it. Stop.
Oh,
The guides
God.
are coming. They're coming, everybody. They're coming. But yeah, this Curse of Strahd is a little different. I wouldn't do a review of this whole book. This book is I don't know. With Avernus, I had some feelings. This one, it's so great. It honestly might just be the perfect adventure. I know I'm hyping it up now and it's gonna suck, but it's awesome. It's so good. I got into it. The last week and a half or so, I've been diving back in and rereading. I see some like notes that I wrote in. I'm like embarrassed at this point in my DMing career, but the things that I was like, "Ooh, this is important. Write this down." But yeah, I've been really having a good time going back and reminiscing. So anyway, I'm gonna do some introductions, and because I know some people might be watching this for the first time. This might be your first introduction to the channel, so we shouldn't just go on and on about my love for these old games. Let's talk to you. They don't care about me. The people, I don't know if you know this. The people who watch, they don't care about me. They
They
care
do.
about you.
They do. They love you.
They they love to hate me. Let's talk about you, Tim. Tim, tell
Going on,
everybody who
everybody?
you are and what you've been in on the channel.
Uh, what's up, everyone? My name is Tim. Checking the YouTube chat. It's good to see some familiar faces in there. So, Chris Moran, welcome back. Wayne, welcome back. Good to
Yeah.
see you all again. I've been in a whole mess of stuff on the channel from the early days of Descent to Avernus, and then I was in Keep on the Borderlands, and now we're back for Curse of Strahd, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. As
And
you can
Tim,
tell, as Chris pointed out, from my general demeanor and appearance, I love English literature. I wear cardigan sweaters. I look like I won the Chai Poetry Championship. So I've obviously read Dracula more than once, and I'm very ready for this one.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So you are a horror fan. You also played in Call of Cthulhu, which I think does
Oh
tie
yeah,
in. Yeah, and that game system is different, but it ties into the tone of this game. This
yeah.
is more of a gothic horror, but I think Call of Cthulhu also, especially the adventure we ran, kind of ties right in with the theme of this. This dark, grim body horror. That's all that
Oh,
all that's in here. So you're
here for the
excited.
suspense. I cannot wait.
And Tim, are you a Halloween person? Do you like the season?
Oh, I love spooky season. I'm like the mayor the night before Christmas. It's like, all right, day's over. We have 360 more days to start planning for next year. Let's go.
It's awesome. Awesome. Well, Tim, happy to have you on board. Let's jump down to Michelle. Michelle, explain who you are.
Hello. Um, Here I am. I am a human. Let's see, I started off in this channel with Descent into Avernus as well. That was also my very first ever foray into D&D. So thank you, Bob, for being my Sherpa on this mountain of Dungeons and Dragons. Um,
All
yes.
praise goes to you.
Well, we all do what we can. Since then, I've been in Supernatural 20, which is our fun, like on again, off again horror series. So Curse of Strahd, I feel like thematically follows very naturally from that. I've also been in like a bunch of random little mini series here and there, which has been very cool. It's been sweet to see kind of like experimental things. I loved, for example, what was it? I think Blood Lament, where Esper DM'd. That was really amazing.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah.
had a lot of fun with some non D&D material. You've been in a bunch of one shots. You were in Supernatural 20, which is a campaign of one shots. I'm glad you brought it up because we actually did a Ravenloft one shot, which was the season one finale of Supernatural, and y- I was like, I think people might be like, oh well, Michelle might know a little bit because of that. I'll be honest with you, you just scratched the surface of what Curse of Strahd is really about if you played the original Ravenloft. I think if you played the original Ravenloft, you actually might have more appreciation for Curse of Strahd. It doesn't detract; it actually adds to it. So I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you know and what you don't know. So
Amazing,
yeah,
amazing. Yeah. And I will do my best to not metagame because as much as Bear might know about,
yeah,
Barovia, whoever this new character is, they got nothing.
yeah,
So no
yeah,
worries.
yeah. They got nothing, and then on top of it too, once you get past, like we said, there's a Ravenloft that one shot, right? That wave Ravenloft shot, that like is barely up. I mean, I don't even know percentage wise, like 1% of what's going on in this game. So it's
Cool.
expansive, it's massive. It feels like a really lived in world, and I'm excited to explore it. Let's go to Andrew now. Andrew, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I've been playing D&D since 2018. The first thing I was in on the channel was Icewind Dale, which was a very long campaign set in Icewind Dale. And that was really great. It started in 2020, just as COVID kind of kicked in. And I had so much fun playing Firstly a ranger who died very shortly, and then a cleric. So since then, I've been in a bunch of things in the channel, number of candle keeps, another mini-series. I was also in Blood Lament, which I was a paragon, and I got to have like a sidekick, which was so much fun playing 2 characters. And then recently I did Wrath and Glory, the Warhammer 40,000 game, and also the game whose name I forget, but basically you play you and it's the end of the world, which
That's the
was
name. It's the
which
end
was
of the world RPG.
intent, which was so much fun. I mean, Icewind Dale was fun, but also Icewind Dale was very immersive. I already felt like an empathy of my character, but the end of the world thing was just hilariously fun. So
Yeah, and that
anyway,
really tied into the horror elements as well. We definitely played ourselves, but an alternate version of ourselves, and it got
right.
pretty dark. We
Yeah,
reached deep inside.
and I know Bob, you tried to not get it too dark, but it still got dark. It was interesting. You
I
kept it
can't
light, but it was simultaneously dark.
I can't stop myself. I need to be stopped, really, honestly. It was awesome. It was so much fun. And yeah, Andrew, we're in Icewind Dale, and Icewind Dale actually had quite a few horror elements in it. I would actually say it leaned heavily into a different type of horror, more like survival horror rather than maybe like the traditional stuff you'd see in like Dracula. But I am wearing, in honor of it, because it was the first full campaign on the channel, and this is going to be maybe our last 5 each campaign on the channel. I got our shirt here. So Edmund and Rogal, they're alive and kicking. The rest of these people, oh no, Elias is still around. Julius, we have to edit this shirt, don't we, Stefano?
We do.
We got to edit this shirt. There's some changes that have happened
Yeah.
after the reunion.
There should be like some way of uncrossing out Flair and
Get a
then
Sharpie.
crossing out Julius.
Where's my Sharpies? Gotta find them. No,
Or
all
put
kidding.
like a check next to his crossed out name so that we know that he's back alive.
Like on the Scantrons, when you have the carbon paper, you got to like circle it back around and then
Right.
choose your wrong one. That's what we have to do.
That's what we got to do.
So, but yeah, and rest in
CJ, are you
peace.
here? Are you in chat?
Oh, CJ, come on. He should be watching. He should be watching. It's funny, Andrew, you changed your shirt, didn't you?
I did.
Robbie McHugh, also a newer patron of the channel, Robbie McHugh, and I might be mispronouncing, maybe Robbie Mac. Why are all the people dressed in black?
Well, everybody just happened to be, except for me. I was wearing a bright pink polo shirt. So you've got an early look at my Halloween costume.
Yes. Oh, yes.
A black
Pirate
shirt.
Roberts.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
I told you I have a cough still. It's coming back. It's getting out of here. Hopefully it'll be gone by the next week. But whew, yeah, the Dread Pirate Roberts. I love it. That's your Halloween costume?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Stefano's already wearing his Halloween costume, so let's go to Stefano.
Hey everyone, I am wearing my Halloween costume. Apparently, I'm a guy who works at Captain Lawrence that just went for a run. Hi everyone. Happy to be back for a full campaign. My first campaign here was when we just started the channel out on Avernus, and then I was involved in Icewind Dale as the beloved Flair and the not so loved Julius Valerian. And then other things that I was involved in, I was in Blood Lament, I was in Spelljammer, and most recently I was seen on Star Trek Adventures, other than the couple one-shots sprinkled in.
Yeah.
Spelljammer, yeah. I forgot that. That was
Yeah.
dark as well at the end.
Well, it got pretty dark at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
We 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 don't have to talk about Spelljammer.
That's the first rule of Spelljammer.
That's a new shirt. We don't have to talk about Spelljammer.
The first rule of Spelljammer is you don't talk about Spelljammer. So, all right. So now that we've done our introductions here and everybody gets to know you, I got to talk a little bit about this setting for a bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a I got to talk, mode. But chime in if you have questions, because a part of Session Zero is actually getting, I think, not just your characters made. It's about getting in the mindset of this the setting, the campaign, right? Like this adventure is, we're going to be playing this adventure for, I assume it's going to go similar to like Icewind Dale. It's going to be a year's worth of adventuring together. We need to know what to expect. I sent everybody actually something that I found online. I'm going to put links to this in the description or in the comment or something like that. I'll pin it one way or the other. Check down below for descriptions of everything. I'm going to put things, any links that I have. There's a massive community for this game. The subreddit is off the charts. I've been in all the Reddits for all the games that I've run. Icewind Dale, Avernus, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I've been in all of them. I've been in the discords. I like to go into those social media platforms and just kind of sometimes I throw out ideas that I have. People give me advice. I even did it for Keep on the Borderlands actually a little bit. Not as much as I wasn't really watching for stuff and Keep on the Borderlands. That was more my own story. But there are social media groups and Reddits about pretty much every adventure. Curse of Strahd, I think the number of people encompass all those other ones that I've seen combined and more. It's crazy how many people love this adventure. There are people who are legit authorities on this subject, on this adventure. And I actually reached out to a friend of the channel, Jordan from Flute Salute. He actually, I think he's actually quite an authority on the subject. He's made a whole series of videos on Curse of Strahd that I've definitely watched and I've rewatched now. Shout out to Flute Salute. You should go check out his channel. And he has a person who writes for his blog or his website by the name of Dragna Carta, and he had a preface to the players as to what you should expect. No spoilers, and like I said, I'll try to link this down in one of the comments or something like that. But it's really great if you're thinking of running this game. It gives your players an idea of what to expect from this game without ruining any of the modules. So I'm going to paraphrase a couple things here. First off, this is a widely known adventure. It's critically acclaimed. It was published in 2016. It's kind of like when you say, spoilers, right? How do you stop spoilers from something that's been out for, 7 years at this point? It's really hard to do it. If a movie was out for 7 years, it would be hard to not know something about it. And so the same kind of applies here. Excuse me, hold on. I got the tea, everybody. But yeah, basically,
Spill the tea.
I'm gonna spill it right now. It's hard to really have no spoilers, and I know Michelle played in Ravenloft. Everyone kind of knows a little something about this adventure. If you just are in the D&D community, it's just like you're just gonna know. You've heard things, you've seen memes. So I would just say at this point, try not to Google anything. Don't go online looking for things. You'll find something naturally that's going to come up that you don't want to see, and it's a good thing, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to get anything spoiled for you. I'm getting choked up talking about it. That's how hard it is. Horror is a big theme in this, and I normally try to be as inclusive as possible. I try to think about who would like the game. You've all seemed to like the horror genres and stuff like that. So you're leaving, some of you, it seems like. So some of us are leaving. And that's Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, typical Andrew.
Oh, the horror.
I'm about to have a coughing fit, so actually it's kind of good. We're going to go to a break for a second, but we'll be back in just a moment to do more Curse of Strahd stuff. All right, I'll be right back.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
I think we'll actually stay
Bye.
live. I'm going to keep this up here, but just mute the volume, so let us know. And we're back. Sorry for that, everybody. Not only did Andrew cut out, but I had a hacking cough attack. So I'm back. We're good to go. I definitely won't cough again for the rest of the session. So, anyway, but if I do, I might have just Tim take over. He's going to be in charge. All right. All right. So
Terrifying.
terrifying? No, you're good with it. You're good. You're good on the fly. You improvise well. Hi, Dasha. Dasha's in the chat. Welcome. We hope you're doing all right over on the other coast. We miss you. We're
Oh,
going
Dasha.
to jump back in here. So we're talking about expectations of this game, right? And Stefano actually just pointed out, Jason in the chat was saying some of the things that were kind of paraphrased in the article I sent you. Basically, this is a horror game. You want to make sure that you lean into the horror aspect, especially with your role playing. Not necessarily just the actions, right? Your character can be brave, but maybe their reactions to things and that the role playing dynamic you'll kind of figure out. It does work well when you lean into the horror. There are a lot of mature themes, everybody. So this is for you viewers at home. We've discussed this, but there's plenty of mature themes like murder, child abuse, kidnapping, racism, sexism, torture, mind control, cannibalism, sexual assault, mental illness, animal cruelty, body horror, incest, suicide, drug addiction, and alcoholism. But, look, we're playing a game. So it's not like we're watching a gore fest horror movie. But if you need to take a break, take a break. All right, come back and watch it again. Don't forget to like the video. Okay. But seriously though, we've talked all about it. We have open communication. If there's any themes that get a little scary, we'll be all right. Stefano gets scared real easy, so
I do.
this is a character-driven game. Combat's definitely a part of it. It can be very deadly, actually, and it doesn't pull any punches. This is actually quite a deadly adventure, but I would say combat's not necessarily the focus of the game. It's really your character building. Like learning who you all are as a group as well as individuals is kind of like the point of it, and I think all of you lean heavy into the role-playing when we play. There's been some of the best moments on the channel are when the group really comes together and figures out that party dynamic. So excited to see that. And chat, this is for you, okay? This is not in the article, but this is something for you. You have a responsibility, okay? Many times people watch my channel, I think, they've played the adventure or they know of it or they know something about it. Maybe they're running the adventure for a group and they want to see an example of how it's run. With this game, because of, I think, how important it is to avoid spoilers and things like that, please do not post them if you can. Comments are different. If you want to comment, after the video is released, great, do it. You can post all you want there. But the chat, our players are looking at it. We want to make sure that there's no spoilers. This is such a popular module. I think a lot of people have played it. So try to avoid posting spoilers and keep comments, a little vague so that people, if our players were to see it and watch the live chat, then they're not going to get, they're not going to get metagame after that. All right. So when it comes to character creation now, we're ready to make these characters? Ready to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to making characters, you want to make a character that the characters don't necessarily know anything about the setting, right? That's kind of something you should keep in mind. Your characters will be pulled from wherever they are in the world and brought into this setting in some way. So they're unexpected, basically. And with that in mind, we're going to roll stats and we're going to do all that stuff, but all the things you choose shouldn't necessarily be for a horror game, right? Don't just pick things because you think they're going to be good. I think this module does a great job of subverting expectations while also making things still feel like the theme. So don't just assume that you all have to be a party of clerics or paladins because it's not necessary for the game for you to do well in the game. And the setting itself, unlike the other games, I don't think we really need to talk too much about it because that is figuring out what the setting is a part of this game. So I don't think I should tell you you're going to be, this is what Baldur's Gate is like, or this is what, Icewind Dale's background and economy is like, because you won't know these things about Barovia and the lands you're going to be going to. So I don't think we need to talk about that. But because this does tie in really well to the Forgotten Realms, we are going to be using the Forgotten Realms as the setting. And we're going to keep most of our rules and house rules and things like that mostly strict to 5e rules. Should we talk about the house rules now? I know that we went over them, but do you want to tell the audience about it?
Yeah, sure. Let's do
All
that.
right. Stefano, go ahead. Talk to it.
Okay. So one of our house rules that is 100% that we're going with, which I'm thrilled about, because it's going to be so great for my class in particular, is we're only going to have 2 short rests per adventuring day. And my class relies on short rests very much. I don't think we're going into that quite yet, but you can guess based on that information. So that's one of our house rules. I don't know if I wrote all of them down, but
I did send you
apparently
them in a link, but yeah, that's fine.
there are chances that we may be cursed during this adventure.
Curse of Strahd.
And yes, we are already cursed by Strahd and Bob. But curses
Curse
will
of
need to
Bob.
be taken away, not just by a remove curse spell, but there will also have to be some sort of item or token or something involved in the removing of that curse. Bob mentioned that. So lycanthropes that we will be coming across are generally immune to non-magical damage, or they're immune to non-magical or non-silvered. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and the lycanthrope rule is actually kind of split. Like at some point, I forget what year it was. I think it was when it was like right before the new Tome of Beasts or whatever it's called, the Mortar. I don't know, whatever. When the Were Raven was introduced to the game, that stat block came in. They gave it a new combat mechanic where it would regenerate as opposed to just not be hurt by things, right? It would regenerate 10 as long as it wasn't hit by a magical spell or a silvered weapon. I don't like either of those. So
you're changing that to the if they're hit by a mundane weapon, it'll do the damage minus their proficiency bonus.
Yeah. So it's a damage reduction. And so, if all 4 of you were to hit a creature with a traditional weapon, whatever it might be, they're basically going to be gaining back, up to, well, I guess if all 4 of you did 1 attack, it'd be 8, right? They gain those 8 hit points. Kind of negates a little bit of the damage, but it's not too powerful. Lycanthropes also, like the immunity to damage thing. I mean, that all it does is make people use cantrips. So I wanted to... Right. I think this will make actually playing with lycanthropes, having fights against them, just be a little more diverse, tactical, as opposed to just using your cantrips and, I don't know. It doesn't.
It would also render a fighter pretty much useless until they found a weapon that could do anything.
That's true. If you don't have any magical means, it's kind of hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
Those are the things I wrote down.
I do have written down, which I think is really cool for the audience. For death saves, apparently it's going to be a secret roll between you guys and Bob, and we, the players, are not going to be able to see that. So Bob's going to do a little secret song and dance with you. And so you'll have information that we don't have.
Yeah, I really like this. I mean, I know we've done other things in the channel, but I think death saves are appropriate for this game. And again, I wanted to stick a little closer to 5e since we might, like I said, this might be one of the few big games we play with 5e again. So I wanted to, give it a send off. And we're going to do death saves. They're going to be hidden. Only the viewers are going to see them. And then the last thing is with the house rules is long rests. Obviously, we've done something with long rests like this all the time. Every game I've done, we don't heal back hit points with long rests. You have to use your hit dice, and then at the end of the long rest you'll regain hit dice just like normal, up to half of them. So it'll use it as more of a resource, and the fact that you're only limited to 2 short rests per day, you might end up using a lot more within those 2 short rests. And so we'll see. My goal is that you have just to manage that as a resource and it's not automatically healed back, to make it a little harder. There's also an idea that we're toying around with. That's going to be the idea that maybe long rests require a bit longer to achieve. You'd have to rest for maybe up to 3 days, which would kind of, in a way, make you stay in certain locations a little longer, linger in those areas, and then therefore explore them in a way where you wouldn't be seeking out combat. So you could, in theory, do some light adventuring, go walking, explore a town or something like that, and hope you don't get into combat. Hope you don't go too far. So that might be something we do. We're going to think about that over the next couple weeks and decide before we play our session 1. Next, and final thing that's kind of like I guess it's something we're still not decided on, but we want to use some form of lingering injuries. I have found a really awesome farlandworld.com injuries chart. It might be something we use. It might be something I make myself, but we will decide on it. But we're going to be using lingering injuries. Kind of like this lingering cough I've got.
Yeah, persistent cough.
Yeah, that's one of the injuries. So if we whatever we end up doing before session 1, we are going to definitely update that, and I'm going to post these house rules down in the description. So if you want to run CoS Strahd and you like the rules we use, you can just straight up steal the document, use it. And I think that's it. The only other things we have to talk about before we make characters is we're starting level 3. We are going to, if you were to die and make a new character, you come back as the same level. I want to keep everybody at roughly the same level, especially with this adventure where going certain places could be really, really risky. And then finally, we're going to be rolling stats. We have decided to roll 4d6, drop the lowest, the standard 5e version of it. I know all my old school fans are going to boo in the chat. Boo right now. Type boo and put it in the chat. The players were all like, oh, I don't want to roll 3 dice. So blame them. That's all right. They have every right to do it.
Oh, somebody wrote yay in the chat.
No, stop it. Really?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It was me.
I support that person. Yay.
All the old school people write boo right now. Boo these people. Go. Boo them.
I don't want to die immediately in the second session like I did in whatever the last game we played was.
Valentin who?
Exactly. The shortest lived character in the history of the channel.
Though one thing I think we should do, and we didn't talk about this, I think we should roll hit points. Obviously, first level you get the max. That's just D&D straight up. But the option is to roll hit dice or not. Use the standard one. But I think rolling might be more fun. And
I totally agree with that. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, and I think we did it in a bunch of adventures and even 5e, and it was fine. It was end up being okay.
I've never done that, but it sounds fun.
All right, so with that, let's jump over to. I'm going to turn music on so it drowns out some of the coughing here, and we're going to go to. Ooh, let me know if you can hear it, everybody. I know sometimes the volumes of these tracks are a little low, sometimes they're high. I'm going to put it at what I think is a fair number. You let me know if you could hear it.
I hear a tiny bit.
Yeah, you might not hear it as much as YouTube, I've also noticed. Sometimes they hear things better than you do. So it's not about you, Michelle. It's about them.
It's about YouTube.
It's about the YouTube.
Okay,
I know.
Fine.
I need to get a cough drop. Yeah, I know. I apologize, everybody. I'll be better for next time. Whether I like it or
TPK
not.
first session or bust. Interesting. If there is a TPK in the first session, would we just not bother, or would we have another session 0?
Stop it. We'll see.
Bob, someone says louder in the chat.
Louder, okay.
So whoever wants the TPK, get out of here. Don't even put that evil on us. Don't even say that.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil
on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to switch over to our Roll20 chat. Look at that. Beautiful. Black and white might be a theme, everybody. We'll see. We'll see coming up. All right, who wants to go first? Rolling stats.
I'll do it.
Oh, nervous.
All right. Not in order. I think I put the command in right. We got an 11.
I don't see it. Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't have my other screen up. Go ahead. Okay, 11. No, it's not 11, though. Oh, it is right. Yes, because you're rolling 46. Drop the lowest, right?
DL1.
DL1. Everybody else can do that, too. So it's a roll
Nice.
4d6 DL1.
All right. Next is a
Very average.
12. All right. So we're going 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's the plan. 13.
Oh.
11, 12, 13.
It's like there's some
Okay.
secret force controlling the rolls.
All right, I'm aiming for a
9.
full
There we
house.
go.
Oh, okay. If you get a 10, though.
It's not looking good for you, Stefano. There it is.
14. Okay.
There's your 14.
I'm happy with that. And one more.
Here it is.
16.
Broken character.
It makes me nervous for the next person.
S tier.
All
All right. So, Stefano, just to recap, you rolled an 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, and 9.
Yes.
So, I know we'll let everybody roll, but I just wanted you real quick before you start assigning things. What was the idea you had bringing a character into this game?
The idea I had?
Yeah,
What do you
what's
mean?
your idea? Like, what's your concept?
Like what character? What class?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm planning on playing a warlock.
Okay.
And I
That's my
actually
warlock.
wanted chat.
My warlock button here. Okay, I just pressed it.
Cool.
Go ahead.
I did want chat to vote on one aspect of it.
Ooh.
I don't know if you want to do that now.
Could do it in a poll. You mean a poll?
Yeah, poll.
Do it in the poll. Let's do it. What do you want? What's the poll?
So I was undecided on my otherworldly patron, and I think my 3 choices are a celestial, fiend, or undead for my otherworldly patron. So
Celestial. Say
I
it
am
again.
Celestial, fiend, or undead patron.
Undead, celestial, or fiend. All right, everybody. The poll's up. Go ahead and vote. Stefano wants your opinion here. Which patron should his warlock go with? Celestial, fiend, or undead? And is there reasons behind these? We have a secret reason. So everybody
Right.
here has already talked to me. This kind of happened very naturally. Everyone here has some sort of a secret that they're going to hide from the group initially. It'll come out during the game role-playing, perhaps, or maybe never. I don't know. Maybe never. But everybody we chatted. I think Tim was the only one I had to nudge in a direction today. But everybody else kind of was like, hey, this could work. So we're going to reveal that later. I'm going to do a video like I did with Icewind Dale, where I record it and chat with each of you independently, and we'll put that video out sometime in the next week or so.
Well, I essentially had one. I'm not going to divulge this information, but I had one that I thought was a lock for my character concept that we're going to talk about. But then I had a longer conversation with Bob about it, and he presented a couple other ideas and how they would also work with my character concept. And I really like kind of all of the directions that they can go in. I also like kind of the boons that they give, and they're very different. But they all seem pretty cool. So I decided that chat could make the decision for me.
Thank you
Yeah.
for letting them be a part of that.
Right. I am planning on being a ranged fighter rather than a close combat. Otherwise, I would have
Ranged
chosen
combatant?
the
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have chosen the Hexblade patron, more than likely.
Okay.
But
right,
I've
so
never
what-
played a warlock before, and I'm looking forward to it. And they don't get a lot of spell slots, and they regenerate every time you get a short rest. So I'll only be getting that twice per adventuring day.
Yep. Yeah, it'll hurt your rest a little bit, but I think the game will be better for it. So we'll see what the poll comes up. We'll come back in a few minutes. You start assigning your scores, and we'll go to
Yep.
Andrew. You want to go next?
Okay, great. I'm going to roll my first one. I'll start in strong. We were 14.
14. Didn't roll the dice. Can you set it to roll the
Oh.
dice, the digital dice? Because it's fun
Yeah.
to see those little fake dice roll around.
Dice options.
Yeah, I'll keep the 14 though. That's fair. You rolled it.
Okay. Let's
So-
see if this one works now.
There we go.
You-
Jeez, Louise, Andrew.
17.
17 and a 14. What a way to start.
I'm very excited by this. 11, that's fine.
That's about as excited Andrew gets.
This is just like,
He's like a schoolboy right now. Giddy.
11 again.
11. Got it.
Couple of healthy dump stats.
Those are actually great for dump stats.
Yeah, exactly. They're not too bad if you need to do a roll a save or such like.
Yeah. Oh, wow, pretty good. 13.
13, that's good too.
And one more.
And the final one. The one roll to rule them all.
10?
12.
12. Not
12.
bad. Andrew, this was a great stat block. No negatives. 2 11s, a 12, a 13, and the big ones that came first probably relieved a lot of pressure. 14 and 17.
17.
What were you thinking of making?
Well, I've never played a paladin before.
Oh, man after my own heart here. Look at this.
I wanted to play like an unabashed good guy. So I wanted to be a paladin. I always want to lay on hands. I've been watching people lay on hands. I've always been jealous. So that's
There's
what
a
I'm going
joke
to
in
play.
there somewhere, but go ahead.
And I know my oath. I'm going to be Oath of Glory from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Ooh, very good.
Which is basically a guy, well, or girl, a person, who thinks they're destined for glory. They're chosen. They're the special, and it's their job. And even their companions, it extends to their companions. So I'm going to be a very encouraging paladin, because I know all 4 of us are destined for glory, and that's the reason.
Love
The
it.
other reason I like it is at 3rd level, when you smite, you can kind of use the smite to heal yourself. It's kind of like a healing smite. Heals yourself and people next to you.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because it sounds kind of nice, but it's actually kind of dark. It's like, oh, I'm sucking the life force out of my enemies.
Mm-mm. So
I think that was fitting
there's
for
a
the
dark
campaign.
side to it. Yeah.
And I also like the way my paladin might go through the campaign. And at first he might be a young, bright thing, ready for glory, and towards the end, he might become rather disenchanted if it gets too horrific. So I'm
Okay.
excited to explore that.
I like it. I like it a lot. And these will suit a paladin. You definitely have your strength, your charisma, your
Yeah.
con will
Do you
be
think-
okay.
Do you think the highest should be strength or charisma?
Well, that's up to you to decide. I mean, my personal preference is if you want to be effective in combat, you're gonna have to have a high strength. But the 17 could go there. I mean, charisma's great because once you get to higher levels, it's your aura bonus too. So like you protect your friends better. I can't tell you how much a saving throw could mean life or death in this campaign. So that could be something you do. You'll probably want a con because you're going to be a fighter. So your 13, 14, and 17 are all going to be allocated. Those are your 3 stats most likely.
Right, exactly.
Well, it depends what race you want to be and exactly how you want to design it.
Oh,
But
I want to be a human.
okay.
I want to be vulnerable.
Vulnerable. You don't want to see in the dark. You want to be like blind in the dark.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. Let the light shine through you. Perfect. All right. Well, Andrew, you got some stuff to do, so I'll let you get to it. Michelle, you're up next. We're saving Tim for last.
Oh, buddy. All right. Well, GLHF Tim, saving the best for last.
I don't know about the best, but we're saving.
Everyone else is taking all my luck. That's the problem.
Oh, fair. Well, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. First roll.
All right.
All right, don't worry, Tim. There may be luck yet left over for you.
9 for Michelle.
Strong start. We got a 9.
Tim is pretty okay. That's what the chat says.
13.
13.
Okay. This is
Appreciate your feedback,
acceptable.
chat. Thank you.
12 for Michelle.
Well, decidedly mediocre. 11. All right.
11. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I almost have a straight if I'll just get a 10. What do we got?
There we go.
Oh, a 16.
Here we go,
Ooh.
Michelle. The game is afoot.
Let's go. And then
Also not bad.
another 13. Okay, nice. So
This
then I
is-
drop the 9, no negatives.
This is actually pretty good. So you have a 9. That's your only negative. You've
Mhm.
got a 13, 12, 11, 13, 16. So you've got plenty for a primary stat, plenty for 2 other, 13s to be bumped up. You've got options here. So what were you thinking?
I'm going to be playing a rogue. And yes, I thought it would be fun because like my character for Avernus was a rogue as well, like my first ever character. So I wanted to like circle back as a more a very slightly more seasoned D&D player. Not much, but like slightly. And so just wanted to try Rogue again, but from a slightly different perspective. So I'm going to be playing the Arcane Trickster subclass.
Ooh, that's gonna work really well actually with this adventure. So
Yes, I'm excited. And I'm going to do a nice little suboptimal race class combination. And I'm going to be a Dwarven Rogue.
Oh, nice.
I
Yes.
love dwarves. I don't know if you know this, Michelle.
Oh, yes, I have been made aware.
I love dwarves.
Uh,
Like I'm not
yeah,
an elf
but-
guy. I'm not an elf guy. I'm a dwarf guy. I mean, I'm a human actually. That's what I prefer. But if I'm not going human, I love the I don't know. The dexterity thing doesn't get me. So I like the dwarves over the elves. What kind of
Nice.
dwarf do you think? The hill dwarf, like the straight standard dwarf, or are you gonna go for?
I wanted to go for the one that I don't know how to pronounce. Duergar.
Oh.
The
Duergar.
ones that
Dwergar.
Duergar. Yes. Yes. those
Andrew and
guys.
Stefano know them very well.
Oh, okay.
In
I might have
Icewind
to-
Dale, they were a big part of Icewind Dale. So
Okay. Were they the baddies?
Yes, they were.
they were.
Oh,
They
okay.
were. I mean, not every Dwergar, just like not every Drow,
Not-
like Drizzt,
Not all Duergars.
is
But
evil.
they did.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did build a big evil mechanical dragon and kill loads of people.
Yeah, they did kill
Okay.
loads of people, but you know what? We're gonna push that aside for now. Michelle
We've,
was not.
we've all been there. Come on.
Who
Michelle
hasn't,
was-
honestly?
Fair enough.
Yeah. But
We
yeah,
are-
the Dwergar Arcane Trickster Rogue is
Oh.
kind of where my head's at the moment.
Oh, this is gonna be excellent. Oh,
I'm excited.
that's actually. I wasn't even thinking that. That's great, actually, for this game. So, very excited. Okay, so you've got a lot of stuff to do as well. I'll let you get to it and assign those stats. Rogues, luckily, really only need one stat. I think their big stat is Dex. Although, well, I guess you could spin it any way you want. But you have a 16 to put where you need in your primary, and then you'll flavor to taste. As you said, we'll keep the seasoning metaphor going on here.
Perfect. Little sprinkle here and there. All right, GLHF, Tim. It's all you.
Oh god.
All right, Tim. So everybody else had great rolls. I mean, these are fantastic rolls. These are doable. These are playable characters. Let's
Thanks,
see
Bob.
what mess you roll up. Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, that's not how it works. Okay, what am I typing here? Rolling 46, 11.
You have to slash first.
Oh, you see, that'll do it. Okay.
Backslash.
Backslash.
Backslash. We're off to a hot start here.
You could also just use the dice roller and just.
I'm just
drop
gonna use the
it
dice
yourself.
roller.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not good at this.
Here, I put in quotes what you want to type.
There you
That's
go.
a forward slash.
Oh, yeah. He lied to you. It's /.
I just said backslash because I was thinking of Shulk from Smash Brothers, and he
was
just says
thinking of
backslash
the-
every time you USB.
He was thinking the backlash he's gonna get after this.
Yeah. Okay. So what's 6 plus 6 plus
Whoa.
4?
No, all right, that's
16?
That's still a 16.
Okay. So we're at 16.
All right, Tim. All the pressure's off. You're good.
That's not true. Don't say that. Maybe the pressure's off.
That is.
Wow.
That's a 12.
12.
So it's 16, 12. 14.
Okay. We're feeling pretty good so far.
This is great, Tim. This is better than everybody. Oh my God, Tim! Stop it! Stop
What
it!
is
Stop
14.
it!
happening?
This is what the backslash does for you.
Another 14. Oh my God, Tim is using dark magic.
13.
Stop.
13. What do I got? One more?
One more. Where's the dump stat?
Got an
Where-
18. 18.
Where's the
Yeah,
dump
give
stat?
me the solid 20. Oh, come on.
14.
For Tim.
Wow. Okay, guys. So when we have combat, we just shove Tim to the front,
Flipping heck.
and he'll take care of it.
Tim, you thought you were gonna have no luck. Tim, you had the best rolls. Can I just?
This is how it starts. I know that you're building my character. This is Valentine all over again. I can feel it.
Tim, this is unreal. Actually, no negatives. Not even a 0. Every
My
stat.
heart is all a quiver. I am
Every
so
stat-
nervous right now.
I can't. I'm choking here. Every stat is a positive modifier. We have 16, 14, 14, 14, 13, 12. Not one 0, not one
Hold on.
negative modifier.
16,
All
14.
bonuses. Jeez, Tim.
Love
Oh
it.
my
Love
God.
it. Love it. Can't wait.
All right, so go ahead. It looks like everybody else rolled relatively similar. I think Stefano and Michelle have very equivalent rolls. Andrew had maybe slightly better because Andrew might be interesting because he seized the 17, that really elusive 17, because now you can get a +4 stat at level, before you get to an ability adjustment. So that's impressive. So the 17 is really good. But Tim, I think, comes
my
away.
muscles swell as I roll.
Your muscles swell. Tim came away with the best rolls here overall. I mean, it's a +2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a +11 to all your modifiers. So usually it's somewhere around, with standard D6 rolls like this, 46, drop the lowest. I think the standard number is just somewhere between 6 and 7 is the number of positives you should have, and you have 11. So very nice.
Great. Love it.
Yeah. All right. So you start getting to work, Tim, making your what?
Well, despite all the comments in chat, I will not be playing a tiefling. I will not have horns, which is fun. But I will also not be using dark magic like I normally do. I will be playing as the slam poetry champion. I'll be playing a bard this time for the first time ever. This will be fun. You
are going slam poetry, aren't you?
I'm definitely I'm leaning far into the slam poetry. I've actually got a beret on the way right now, and I bought my bongo drums. So you can catch me at the open house and the coffee shops on Wednesday nights before I play D&D.
Oh, this is great. Michelle, Andrew, and Stefano. I know maybe Stefano knows. I think you were watching the Keep on the Borderlands campaign, but he won a slam poetry event at the Keep on the Borderlands with his character. So even though he wasn't a bard, he was a cleric. Everybody in the chat knows Tim as the slam poetry champ. So I'm happy to see you realize this in a new character.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're living out my dream. This has been my unfulfilled dream for a long time in D&D. We're finally doing it. I've never played a bard before in any campaign on or off channel, so it's been new for me.
Okay, so it seems like, Michelle, you're going back to your roots. You're going back to a character class that you want to explore now that you have experience playing D&D, whereas Andrew, Stefano, and Tim are doing something they've never done. How does that make you feel?
Oh, me?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Like, I kind of enjoy looking at things from different perspectives. Like, it's a fun exercise, like just a thought exercise in a way.
Totally.
So I do feel like I'm trying to make something new out of something old. So it feels novel for me still.
And I think it will, though, Michelle, because I played my favorite class as a paladin. It's no shock here on the channel. Everybody knows that. If you've been watching for a while, I love paladins. My favorite character of all time was a character I played in 3.0 and 3.5, actually, both. And played him for 3 years long, Paladin, Finn Kragen. He was amazing, awesome guy. And I decided never to play a Paladin again because I didn't think I'd ever get that feel again from a character. I didn't want to bring a new Paladin in. And then I was convinced to do it for Spelljammer when CJ ran. And I rediscovered my love for the Paladin again. So... You'll probably have the same. All right,
I'm just glad we've got a bard to make songs about all our glory we're going to attain.
We're going to relive like the Witcher. This is essentially what I'm thinking in my head.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm playing for.
All right, so Stefano, we're going to go back to you. The poll is in. I think I'm going to end it right now. It's been up for about 15 minutes.
Cool.
Celestial won the poll. Is that what you're comfortable with? Celestial, but Undead was right behind it, but 47% to 42%. It seems nobody wants to see the Fiend.
That's probably because Fiend is the one that everyone picks.
It's in the player's handbook, right?
Fiend is the one that everyone picks, and Fiend is the one that I thought was the surefire thing for my character. So this will be exciting to do something different.
So what do you think, Celestial or Undead?
Oh, I thought I didn't get a choice.
Oh, well, you're putting these restrictions on yourself. If you want to go with the poll, it's Celestial.
Oh, I'm going with the poll.
All right,
poll wins.
Okay, chat, you got it. You got his. You control him now. You are his patron.
Yes, chat is my patron.
That could be your demigod. No?
Yeah, listen. Anytime you want to appeal to your patron, you could also just put it in the chat, and we'll see what they say. So
perfect.
It's up to you.
So this will be fun. This will be good because this is probably the one I have the most questions about with my character concept, and this is actually one of the ones that Bob first suggested when I gave him my character concept. So this will be cool. Again, going kind of against the thing that I generally like to choose. I like to be an optimizer, and I just felt like I had like this surefire way to win everything if I chose certain things. So I'm glad that it's going in a different direction.
Good. I'm glad you're gonna go to your comfort zone here. It's actually I find D&D to be. I mean, I know I do play a lot of games. Warhammer, is my kind of my competitive game that I like to play. It's fun to like try something suboptimal and make it work. So, not that Celestial is
although again,
suboptimal.
it's not. I looked at the features of the Celestial and I was like, oh, you know what, this is pretty good too. But I'm interesting to see how it will affect my character, maybe some of my character's decisions. See what my patron wants of me, and certain things like that.
There's also one more roll that you all need to make, and I mentioned it at the start here, but we didn't get a chance to do it yet, and that is going to be a horror trinket. So in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which I'm a little split on this book. I'm not sure if it's actually necessary. I've read it now. I actually bought this book. It came out in 2021 or something like that, and I got it. I get all the D&D books, right? So I got it, and for a while it was just like a pretty book that was sitting on my back shelf here. I think during Icewind Dale I had it up here. During Keep on the Borderlands I had it up here. Never opened it till like literally a week ago. But either way, I'm using the horror trinkets table here. This is actually a pretty cool one. So each of you need to give me a D100, and that will let us know what your horror trinket is, instead of a generic trinket from the Player's Handbook. So tell me what you got.
73 for me. Whoa, Tim.
A 2.
A 2. All right, so 73. Michelle, you have... This is great. You have a canopic jar with this lid sculpted like that of a goat. What's inside, I'll either let you... You could either decide yourself what's in it.
A snack.
Decide if you've ever opened it. Maybe you use it for a snack cup. Yeah, sippy cup. It is a canopic jar with the lid shaped like a goat. I don't even know what that means. Goat head? The full goat body? Is it like a ornament on top that you twist? You decide everything about this, but goat-topped canopic jar. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
What else we got here? Who rolled?
I got 62.
62. Oh. Okay, this may not work unless you want it to work. It is a small portrait of you as a child. However, it says here it's alongside your identically dressed twin. Do you have a twin?
That's fine.
You have a twin then?
Yes, by chance I do.
You do now.
You do now. So it is a small portrait of you as a child alongside your identically dressed twin.
But he's not identical.
Okay, so not identical, but you are dressed identically. Your parents put you in a little suit and bow tie, it would seem.
Very much like The Shining is what I'm imagining in my head.
Yeah, of course.
But like paladin clothing instead of like little blue dresses.
Yeah, that's it. Paladin clothing, whatever that is. It's like
Yeah, it's adorable.
chainmail as a 5-year-old.
Paladin lit.
Yeah.
Paladin lit. I like it. Little sailor outfits. Jay Tyrannus. Good. That's a great one. Little sailor outfits. Yeah, just like
Can somebody draw this? Can do you have a fan who's a talented artist?
we need. Yeah, there's actually the guy Joe from I forget his tag or his whatever his tag is. He did some art for Keep on the Borderlands. It was really good. And
Change it.
Tomb of Horrors, I think. Anyway, let's go to Tim. What'd you get?
I got a solid 2. All my high rolls ran out right now.
You have a lock, but not an ordinary lock. It opens when blood is dripped into the keyhole.
Oh.
You know, normal things for hearts to carry around.
That's actually pretty gross. I like it.
That is.
I tell you
Does
what,
it-
you probably keep burglars away from whatever you want and that you're locking up. They probably wouldn't think to do that.
No, I mean that would be a surefire way to keep people out of my lock, I imagine.
Yeah, All right, so that's what you got. A lock that opens when blood is dripped into it. And Stefano, what'd you get?
I got a 41.
Maybe even the most mundane one. But I like
Great.
it. But I like it. No, I like it, though. You have a broken pendant of a silver dragon that's always cold to the touch.
All right.
So it seems like the more simple one, but I think this will be a good one. So keep it. Okay, so those are your trinkets. Now let's just go back and recircle around. How's the character creation going, everybody? Who would like to chat about what decisions they made?
Wait, can I ask a question about my trinket real quick?
Yeah.
My cannot pick jar with the goat head. Is it basically just like a fancy Tupperware? Does it magically refill with whatever the contents may be?
It's mundane. It's mundane.
Okay.
Other than nothing about it is magical. And all of these other ones, even though the drop of blood, this actually probably doesn't. It's not a magical item. So like if you were to, I know that sounds weird, right? Because how would a blood locket or blood lock work, right? It has to be magical of some sort, but it's so mundane magic that it wouldn't. Maybe it's just even more of like a cursed object or something like that. It doesn't have any magical properties other than the thing it does. And your canopic jar doesn't say it does anything different than just being a straight up jar. So
Sweet. Okay.
And
my
go ahead.
trinket actually changed my background because I was going to be a soldier. My backstory was going to be I was a very good soldier, but I was also somewhat annoying, and so I got sent out to be a paladin. But now I've got the trinket and I have a twin. I realized that in fact I was a noble, and we were the firstborn, but born at the same time. And he persuaded me that because of my strength and charisma, I was born for more than being the lord of wherever, and I should go out and be a paladin in the world, and that's what I've done.
So is your brother the younger or older then?
Well, we're a twin.
Yeah, but somebody was born first.
Well, he was born first.
Okay. So he's the older brother. So he was destined to have whatever land that was given to him. And you
Exactly.
you were just, he was like, hey, just go on, get out of here.
Right, exactly. But I didn't see that.
Okay.
I hold him in the highest of regard.
Okay, so you don't see maybe his ruse here, but yeah.
No.
Okay, great. Excellent. And anybody else want to share something?
So I'm just having an issue with the feat that I'd like to take.
Okay, what feat would you like to take?
So I'm doing custom lineage from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Okay.
And when you do custom lineage, you get to kind of like choose your race.
You want elven
So I was gonna
accuracy.
go. Yeah, you betcha.
Can you get elven accuracy with custom lineage?
Well, my custom lineage is I'm a half elf.
Yeah, but there's actually half elf though. You're not choosing half elf.
Fair.
Is that why it's not letting you choose elven accuracy?
Well, that's what D&D Beyond isn't letting me do.
Oh, look at you.
But our buddy on D&D Optimized certainly says that it's possible.
Ah, yes. Colby, friend of the channel.
Colby, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that every time he brings up elven accuracy, he's like, talk to your DM about it. So,
Fair.
talk to your DM. That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If D&D Beyond's not letting you choose it because it's not a choice because you're not considered an elf, then I would be tempted to stay with D&D Beyond because that's how it was intended, probably. But that had to be
Fair.
put in that elves get it. So if you want to get elven accuracy, you have to be a real elf, not a custom lineage.
Gotcha.
I've heard that conversation before. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily have an opinion about it, but the fact that D&D Beyond restricts it, maybe that makes me feel more inclined to go with D&D Beyond.
Right. Fair.
Fair. Okay.
So essentially, you just want to make it impossible for me to have elven accuracy until next level.
Listen, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Reincarnation is also a thing.
All right.
If you die.
Well, this is I'm gonna have to rethink this whole thing. Though,
All right,
so.
rethink. He's changing everybody. He's not going with Celestial.
No, I'm going
No.
with Celestial. That was the one choice I was happy to give
Sorry, I
to
got-
the chat.
Put my Warlock button here. Okay, go ahead. All right, so you're done. You're gonna rethink some things. We'll come back to you. A couple of things while you're making the characters right now, I'll just touch on. So obviously, the characters are going to have a secret. I've talked about something about their backgrounds already. I'm not going to give any of those away. I'm going to wait till we actually get into the game, and I don't want it to come up outside of game. So we're going to all keep it secret to ourselves, not just our characters. But I'm going to try to get there to be a way to tie in their background to the adventure. If you've ever run this adventure before, you kind of know that it is very easy to tie in a background. I feel like there's plenty of ways to do it. This book does a great job of providing the DM with resources to do that. And just the idea of like horror, I feel like backgrounds come up quite a bit. Another thing we talked about is that I don't think the group is going to know each other. The group is going to be meeting actually in session 1. That is it's not the way I ran it last time. Actually, the way I ran it last time was I had the group be established. With the group I was talking about before, CJ, Steph, CJ again, apparently, Steve, Jeff, them. They all came together. They were a group. They were partying together, and they end up getting into the adventure. And I decided that today we're going to be doing it a little differently. Based on your backgrounds, when we start, I'm going to have a little introduction for each of your characters and get you to meet in game. So they will not know each other. Your party will have no knowledge, and maybe part of that banding together for survival will make you all learn to trust each other throughout the game. That would kind of be a theme that I think we'll explore. And then when are we starting? I think a lot of people are probably wondering, this is session 0, so we start next week. Well, no. Next week is actually Halloween. And while that seems perfect for all of you watching, and be like, yeah, I want to, at Halloween night, turn on Tabletop and see CoS Strahd episode 1, is not going to be good for us. Me with my kids, and there's just a lot of obligations here. I can imagine we're going to be out late, and we're going in costume. We're dressing as the Mario Bros. So my son is going to be Mario. I'm Luigi. My daughter's Peach, and my wife is going to be one of the ghosts, one of the boos. So we're going to be going out and trick or treating, and I don't think I'm going to have the ability to stream that night. So knowing ahead of time, we're pushing it back. The following week, Stefano, Tim, and I, we have parent-teacher conferences. So we're pushing it back one more week after that. So we will be playing our first actual session on the 14th of November. So we'll try to keep the pace of every week. This is going to be an every week type of thing. And I think we're actually going to be stringing this together as seasons. I mentioned this on the channel earlier. The summertime ends up becoming quite a hard time to play for a lot of us, whether it's summer jobs or vacations and things like that. So we will be playing throughout the school year. That'll be season 1, and then we'll take a little break, and then we'll be coming back in the fall again to do season 2. And I think that will be what we need. We probably will need, part of season 2. I'm not sure how many episodes it's going to be. When I played this game originally, I actually looked back. I want to take a guess. How many sessions do you think we might played with CJ and all them back in 2016 when I played with them?
38.
38, that's a good guess. Stefano, what do you think?
Sorry,
how many sessions do you think I played?
Sessions? Have you played total?
CoS Strahd,
on your channel?
CoS Strahd, the original CoS Strahd that I ran off channel.
42.
42.
Oh, that was my guess. Damn.
Oh, wait, we're still guessing though, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with 30.
30.
Going low.
And Michelle, what'd you say?
67.
67. So Andrew said
38.
38, Tim 42, 67, and 30. You can all guess too. Guess, I'll let you know. I'll give you a chance. Give you a chance. Yes, Keep was 52 episodes. Keep was 52, not 51. Chris in the chat. 52 episodes. Not Chris that played. Icewind Dale was 57. Wild Beyond the Witchlight was making a mistake here. 30. I feel like 38 was the number, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so I see a lot of people guesses in the chat. 12, 53, and 83. Well, Jay Tyrannus wins it. I played 20 sessions. the last time. However, you got to remember, this wasn't on the channel. This was at the gaming club. We played for about 4 hours a session. So it was a little different. It's like kind of like what D&D is when you play in person, right? You know, you can't always physically get together often. So you make the most of it when you play. And we played 20 episodes, but they're about 4 hours each. So if all of our episodes are about 2 hours each, that's not that far off. So I think with our game, it's probably going to go through to the summer, and then we'll take our break. Season 2 will be in the fall again, and we'll finish sometime that following year. But anyway, yeah, so that's my goal for this. So we start the actual adventure on November 14th. We end up, right, exactly, that's 40 episodes roughly. But I think that because of the nature of the channel and the way that we play differently in person and on the channel, we might end up being closer to what Keep or Icewind Dale was. So we'll be playing in 3 weeks. That's the start of this. All right, now that I've blabbered on a bit, what are the characters looking like? Tim, what do you got?
So I got a bard. I'm going to go with College of Spirits. It's going to be fun, kind of spooky.
What book is Spirits Bard from? Is that from Van Richten's?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. So
it was Van Richten's or Tasha's. I'm pretty sure it was Van Richten's.
Okay, cool. So what does that give you? What's the flavor? I've read this before, but I don't remember all the little details about the Spirits Bard.
It's cool. So instead of using a musical instrument as a spiritual focus, like a magical focus, I can use a Taroka deck. So very much like in theme with the idea of like card counting and like card illusion magic. And at 3rd level, I can use the spirits to guide me. So every time I do it, I like roll on a D12 chart, and like some kind of like benefit happens to me, which is awesome.
This is
and I get some
so good, Tim.
It's gonna be fantastic. I cannot wait. So yeah, I get guidance from the beyond, and I'm thinking of like flavoring it and skinning it like a kind of like a Haitian voodoo style. So like my cantrips will be like very simple voodoo. It'll be like I'm psyched to do it. It's gonna be fun.
This is gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to see that, because I mean, obviously things in this book are tailored to the theme, no doubt. But after you even just talk about it with some of the things we've talked about off camera, very excited. Oh, it's gonna be great. Okay, great. So are you done? Your character's pretty much set?
Yeah, I think there's still some kinks to work out with like race and stuff, and once the race, like figuring out languages. But I got my ability set up because that was really easy with my rolls.
Okay, but you're thinking of something like a human or something that doesn't have dark vision?
No tiefling this time.
Okay.
I promise.
Gotcha.
Promise everyone who's seen me play before, not a tiefling this time.
Fair enough. Andrew, what about you? How you been?
Well, mine my roles fitted in really well into my paladin idea of glory. So I've gone variant human. For my feat, I picked inspire and leader. So I can inspire everyone with my speeches.
Ooh,
I'm sure you'll enjoy listening to that as we.
I love a good campaign. Paladin speech.
And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, are we for equipment? Are we doing gold or starting equipment?
You can choose. Question. You can choose either. So if you want to roll your gold, you can do that, or take the starting equipment. That's totally up to you.
Oh, okay. Should we roll our hit points too before we?
The hit points. Oh yeah, the hit points will be something we have to roll. So your hit points are going to be standard for level 1, which is the max, and then you roll your 2 hit dice because you're level 3. We'll do that. Yeah. Before we do roll, let's touch in with Michelle and see how her character is coming along.
Yeah. So I guess like I already discussed my race and class choices. In terms of my background, I actually initially wanted to do noble. That was what I had in mind kind of coming into the session. However, I can change that if you'd rather not have 2 nobles in one party.
Oh no, nobles work great in this game. Like, I mean, it's Strahd. I mean, he's very noble.
Okay, cool. But then the like little backstory is that my character originally comes from a noble family with vast wealth and a massive estate. But then when my character was a young being...
Well, hold on, Michelle. You're not going to spoil anything, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the secret trademark.
Gotcha.
Yeah. basically, like when my character was a young being, their parents basically squandered the entire family's wealth.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they have memories of being like very aristocratic when they were younger, but then like once they became the equivalent of like an older teenager in human terms, they were just living like in squalor. So kind of yeah, some things to overcome there. I'm thinking maybe some family pressure to bring wealth back, but
Ooh.
the reason why this individual went down the roguish route was to try and like, you know, get some of that wealth back.
I love it.
Yeah, it would be very affecting when you're a teenager to lose wealth.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is gonna be great.
When you form your social identity and you're kind of crashing through the wealth.
That's right. It's a very formative period.
Right.
So Andrew is going to be more of like a true noble, still noble. You're a fallen noble, for lack of a better term. Tim is a slam poetry voodoo bard. And Stefano, what do we got?
My guy's a carpenter.
Okay, that's your background?
Yep.
Awesome.
Carpenter from a village, and everyone liked him. He was like a cool guy.
Ooh.
He was the strongest guy in the village.
With his strength of 11?
You betcha.
Well, that's above average.
Okay. So is this true? Is this real?
Yes.
Okay, and it's your warlock, right? Hold on. There we go.
Sounds like the kind of person that would make a deal.
It's about as much information I'm willing to give
Right
to
now. Good.
the group.
Fair enough. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be doing that session where we share the secrets soon.
I did go with half elf, so no feat for me yet.
Was he like a carpenter, as in like sheds and stuff, or as in like fine items?
Like Jesus.
No, he built like houses.
There you go.
And
Celestial. I like it.
Or maybe like tables. No, he made like furniture.
His mother was.
He's a furniture carpenter.
His mother was Mary.
Yeah.
Father kind of out of the picture.
If anyone needed any help, if anything like the fence broke down, I was there to fix it.
And did he go into the desert and then make his pact with his deity there?
Yes.
Sure. You know what? I'm just going to tell you all of the things, and then one of them is right. Yeah. I went to the desert, and then I made a pact with the deity there. Yes.
I mean, honestly,
also,
is God not just an ultimate, like a S tier patron?
Yeah.
And now you're a superstar. Look at you.
There it is. My character's name is Jesus.
Perfect. I mean, this just goes perfect. We've got a voodoo slam poet bard, a failed noble, a really high and mighty noble, and Jesus. I like it.
My character's name is not Jesus.
No, I assumed no. Okay, so perfect. This is going to work out well. And I think all the things I've heard so far tie in really well with what we've discussed about some of the things that are going to be secret from the group. I'm so excited. Let's roll for gold and let's roll for hit points and let's just get that done. All right. Let's see here. Let me switch over to our Roll20 view. All right. You can roll your gold. Just roll it. Go ahead. You don't have to. We'll call out the number. It's nothing that
where does it tell you what you roll for gold?
In the player's handbook, there's a chart in the section. I think it's chapter like 5 or equipment chapter.
Okay.
We could Google it. That's a thing.
You Google. I found it.
All right, you found it.
Yeah. What does it say for third level?
Oh, it's just the base value. You don't get anything higher unless you're 5th level.
Oh, right.
So I have it here too if you want it. Paladins get.
Oh, I got it. 5d4 times 10.
5d4 times 10. Rogues get 4d4 times 10. So a little less, ties in even better with your background.
Mm-hmm.
Warlock 44 times 10. And Tim Bard 5d4. So 2 5d4s and 2 4d4s. Hey, look at that, Stefano. The carpentry business is doing good.
Yeah, you betcha.
So you got 150 gold, Michelle got 120, Tim got 140, and Andrew 120. The nobles are the poorest ones.
Well, we also get 25 gold because of our background.
Oh, true. Yeah, you get a pouch of 25 gold. Yeah. So
Oh.
you'll fill all that in, but you'll buy your equipment. I don't think we need to go into what you're buying necessarily right now. We'll learn about it next time. But hit points, everybody. We need to roll hit points before we close out the stream.
Huh.
Isn't that
All right.
average there, huh?
Average, but not average.
Andrew rolled a
Wow.
10 and a 1 for hit points. So your total should be what, Andrew?
11 plus 10, 21.
You also add your constitution bonus to those, though.
Oh, yeah, of course. My constitution is 14, so that's plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, 6, 27.
27 hit points for the paladin. Who's next?
I'll go. Level 2
2.
is a 2. Level 3 is a 3. A 4.
Okay.
Terrible.
What's your total now?
So it's 8 plus 2, 10 plus 4, 14 plus 6, 20.
20. All right, we're going to really lean into that ranged combatant. Range mode. Michelle, what about you?
Okay. I'm so sorry. Remind me, what am I rolling?
You're rolling 2d8s.
2d8s.
This is your
Okay.
rogue hit points.
Yes. Sorry, I just...
Oh,
which
you
dice?
rolled
Okay.
awesome.
Ooh.
A 6 and a 4. So, Michelle, what that means is you start with an 8. You got a 6 and 4, so that's 10. That brings you to 18. And what's your constitution?
My we have a +1.
So you start with
19.
21, I think.
Nice.
Because,
Okay.
no, am I lying here? Yeah, 18 plus 3. Yeah. That's 21 last time I checked.
That sounds like 21 to me.
Yeah, so your first level,
Sweet.
you'd end up with 9. That would, like, your first level character would have 9. 8 plus 1. And then every level after that, it's a D8 plus 1. So it's 7 and 5. And that would be 12. So, yeah, that makes sense. So 21 for Michelle, 20 for Stefano, 27
you.
for Andrew, and Tim has the luck run out. This character gets 2 1s, maybe? What do you think? Nope.
Not that lucky. Nope.
You are
Oh, jeez.
so
I
lucky.
got my charisma is plus 2.
Charisma.
So
You mean con.
I'm sorry,
Constitution?
Yeah, Constitution. Yeah, Constitution. My
He's
charisma's
just so
higher than that.
confused because all of his stats are so high. He's just like, oh, is this the plus 2 or the plus 3? I don't know.
They all blur together.
So he
So
rolled a
is that 10
6 and-
plus? Go ahead, you're better at math than me.
A 6 and an 8 is 14. You start with an 8. That's 22. And then you add 6 to that. You have 28.
I'll take it.
The bard has the most hit points out of the group.
Interesting.
So fitting.
Wow.
Stefano, did you roll the right? You rolled the wrong dice, didn't you? Is a warlock
Did
a
I?
D8 or are they D6s?
I think they're D8s.
Are you sure?
No?
I could be wrong. I thought they were a D6 like the wizard, but I could be completely
I
wrong.
think it's just wizard and sorcerer that are D6s.
Are they? All right. Well, I'm sure you'll double check.
Yeah, it says that my
Hit dice are D8.
hit dice are 3D8.
Okay, you're right. You're right. All right, so we have our characters. So let's just recap everything at this point.
Reddit.
I know you're. What? Oh, wait.
All
Was
right,
I
good
right?
good thing it wasn't a D6 because that was worse.
Hold on. You rolled something. Was I right or wrong?
No, you were wrong.
Oh, okay. But you rolled 2d6 just to see.
Just to see.
Would have been worse. Would have been worse. Could have been worse. So just to recap before we close out this stream, thank you all for watching. Wow, these characters are. I think they're going to be really good though. I mean, you rolled pretty well. It's 5e. You've got some powerful characters, but this, I'm telling you, this adventure has a way of humbling characters. So I'm excited. And to recap here, Tim is a bard, College of Spirits. Do we have a name for any of these characters yet?
Mine called Rufus.
Rufus.
Gawain Dyer.
Oh, Rufus Dwayne Dyer. I like that. That's a noble name. I like it a lot.
No name for my bard yet. No name yet. Got to figure out a race first, and then we'll figure out a name.
Okay, so we'll get there. So maybe your con may even change depending on what race you choose. Okay. All right, and then Stefano, no name yet, right?
I have a couple that I wrote down. I don't know if I'm going to use any of them.
You don't want to say them though, because you put them out there, then they're out there. People will
Well,
judge.
I'll say them. Two of them are similar. One of them is completely different.
You want to let the poll chat or chat?
No, I'm not making a poll. But the two that are similar are Duster or Flint.
Oh,
And then the one that's completely in an opposite direction is Canas.
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 Canas. Canas. But it's Canas. Ooh, there's some good options here. I like all of these, honestly. Oh God, this is gonna be so good. And Michelle, any ideas on the name?
I for some reason like the name Dione has been bouncing around in my head a lot, spelled Dione, Dione. So maybe I'll go with that one.
Okay, you have 3 weeks to decide.
Yes, I'll get back to you.
For what it's worth, Chris from Long Island likes Canas.
I kind of like having Rufus and Duster on the same party.
Yeah, that's actually not
I like
bad.
Canas as well. Rufus, Duster, and Canas.
Rufus, Duster, and Canas. Joseph, Patreon member Joseph likes Canas too. All right, we'll have to think about
Joseph.
this.
I know Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
You do know Joseph, yes. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many. My brain is going all different directions right now, everybody.
Canas is a dark mage from Fire Emblem 6.
I knew it was Fire Emblem.
Canas is from Fire Emblem.
Yeah. And Chris from Long Island's actually right. The real reason why we're not playing next week on Halloween is because I have to count all the candy my kids get. So that takes all night, and I almost end up eating all of it. So it does take a while. We'll see. But we will be starting this adventure soon, and I think a little bit of anticipation is good. Also, I think sometimes when we jump right into a game, we don't get a chance to like breathe and think, and we just had a lot going on here. And this is a game where I really want you to focus on the character. So I think having this little bit of time to spitball some ideas. I mean, I'll see Stefano and Tim at work, and I'll text Andrew and Michelle, and we'll get a feel for these people that we're creating. And then we're also going to do the videos. So that actually gives me a little bit of time, because edited videos like those reviews of the guides, that takes a long time. So this will give me a week or two to like get that together and figure out how I want to edit it and put it together for you all to see, because I do want the audience to know what the characters will be thinking. I don't want the players to know, and I want them to interact that way, but I want you to have a insight into who these characters are. And if you don't want to, you don't have to watch it. So that's actually more power to you. So we'll close the stream out now. Any last words for the chat?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys voting on my otherworldly patron. And I'm excited to have a couple conversations with Bob about it before we have our first session.
Many conversations.
And I guess my name is Canas.
Hey.
Well, it seems like the chat really liked that name. So even though there was no poll, they showed the love.
It's okay. 85% of my D&D characters' names are based off of Fire Emblem anyway.
You're kind of like, doesn't Christian do something like that too?
I'm not sure.
Picks an anime.
I think he does.
I think he picks a character's name based on an anime show that he likes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know which one. I'm not an anime guy, but
or they might all just be different
Avatar.
animes.
Avatar, is that
the last
At least
Airbender?
one character. Yeah.
I know
for
Avatar.
sure.
That's the one with the blue people, right?
Sure, Bob.
All right.
Shmer.
I know that was snobby. Oh, sorry, I apologize. Tim, Andrew, and Michelle, any last words?
Stoked to be back on the channel. Can't wait to see this play with you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying it because you played this before, and now you're going to play it again. It's like you're bringing it back from the dead.
I like that, Andrew. Yeah,
Can't top that.
that's true. I I think this game's going to go in a very different direction than the one I ran before. So I'm excited to see it play out. Oh God, Curse of Strahd. It's here, everybody. It's here. I'm so excited, so pumped. We'll see you all in 3 weeks, but in the meantime, you can check out Tomb of Horrors, which is going on. We'll be playing tomorrow, and I think Tomb of Horrors might be ending probably soon, coinciding with the start of this game. I don't know, maybe it's got like 4 or 5 sessions left. We'll see. I can never judge, but I'll never judge you. So, happy Halloween, happy gaming. We'll see you all on the tabletop. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.